Morning students, in the previous video we had seen about your active high pass filters. So now in this video we will see about your band pass filter. So band pass filter, we know that a band pass filter is going to allow a range of frequencies. So here a range of frequencies is going to be between your FL and FH. So here when the frequency is going to be allowed between your range FL and FH, we call that range to be your passband range or passband frequencies. So when I am going to design the passband frequencies, the passband frequencies should be designed in such a way that your FH should be greater than your FL. So here in this case, your any the frequencies that is going to be beyond FH or below your FL, then in that case we say that it is going to be called as it is that those frequencies are going to be blocked, or we say that it is your stop band. So here we say that those frequencies are going to be attenuated. So basically your passband filter, we say that it is going to pass a range of frequencies, and those range of frequencies are going to be called as your passband, and the frequencies below FL and above FH is going to be attenuated, and those frequencies, those bands are going to be called as a stop band. So we under band pass filter we are going to define, that is we are going to classify it under two types. One is wide band pass filter, other one is a narrow band pass filter. So wide band pass filter is when your Q value, it is going to be decided, that is classification is going to be based on the Q value. If the Q value is going to be less than 10, then we say that it is going to be act as a wide band pass filter. If the Q value is going to be greater than 10, then we say that it is going to be a narrow band pass filter there. So what is meant by Q, or the quality factor? So quality factor is nothing but the measure of selectivity. So how selective the network is going to be, based on that we are going to define. So higher the Q value means we say that the selectivity is going to be more, and that means narrower is going to be the bandwidth. So we call that when Q is going to be greater than 10, it is going to be called as narrow band pass filter. Q is nothing but ratio of F0 by bandwidth. So what is bandwidth? F0 is nothing but the central frequency. So central frequency divided by bandwidth. Bandwidth is your FH minus FL. So the center frequency I can call it as F0 or FC. So if you are going to call it as FC, FC is nothing but square root of FH into FL. That is nothing but is equivalent to F0. So center frequency is equivalent to square root of FL into FH, where FH is the high cutoff frequency, FL is going to be the low cutoff frequency of the wide band pass filter. So in the narrow band pass filter, the output voltage is going to peak at the center frequency there. So now we will see first wide band pass filter. So wide band pass filter, so if I am going to see, this is going to be the response here. So here it is going to allow a range of frequencies. This is your ideal frequency, this one. So this is going to be your FL. So this is going to be your FH. So here this we call it as your pass band, and this we call it as your stop band here in this case. So if I want to define in terms of your this one, how I can form is, so this is nothing but, if I am going to divide this into two, so this part of your response is going to be your high pass filter. So you can see that this response is going to be your high pass filter there, and this response, if I am going to see, this response is going to be the low pass filter. So how I can construct my wide band pass filter is cascading your high pass filter and your low pass filter. That is, the outputs of this high pass filter can be given as input for your low pass filter, and we can construct a band pass filter. So we say that wide band pass filter is formed by cascading high pass and low pass sections there. So here the slope of this first order high pass filter, first order band pass filter is, here the slope is going to be plus 20 decibels per decade. Here it is going to be minus 20 decibels per decade. Here it is increasing, here it is decreasing there. So we say that you are going to have a slope of plus or minus 20 decibels per decade for the first order high pass and first order low pass sections there. Suppose if I go for a second order, the slope is going to be plus or minus 40 decibels per decade band pass filter there for a second order filter, because two RC pairs are going to be used. So here in this case, this is your classification of your wide band pass filter and how we are going to get it. So we say that this is your high pass filter, So we had seen the high pass filter circuit. So high pass filter circuit means we are going to have a resistor at the feedback, that is at the input terminal to the non-inverting input terminal of your operational amplifier, and here this is your capacitance. So output of this high pass is going to be given as input for your low pass filter there. So here this is your low pass and this is your high pass. Cascading your high pass and low pass, we get a wide band pass response there. So we have designed this filter for a cutoff frequency of 200 Hz and this filter, low pass filter, for a cutoff frequency of 2 kHz there. So how to remember for high passes? HR. So you remember it as HR. HR means R denotes the feedback path. Okay. So here similarly LC. LC is your C is going to be the feedback path, that is connected to the non-inverting terminal of your operational amplifier. So this is going to be the frequency response. As I said, when I am going to divide it into two halves. So here this is your high pass filter response and this is going to be a low pass filter response there. So here the range of frequencies over which your gain is going to be constant is going to be called as pass band, and the range of frequencies below FL and above FH is going to be called as stop band. So from the gain we are going to reduce it by 0.707 of your AF value. When I see what is the value, extend that line and see where it intersects the graphs. It intersects the graph at these 2 points, and this point it is going to be called as the lower cutoff frequency and this point is going to be called as the upper cutoff frequency. So bandwidth is nothing but the difference between your upper cutoff frequency minus the lower cutoff frequency, that is FH minus FL. So slope of the first order filter is going to be plus 20 decibels per decade and slope of the first order low pass filter is going to be your minus 20 dB per decade there. So now we'll see a problem. Design a wide bandpass filter with FL is equal to 200 Hz, FH is equal to 1 kHz and a passband gain of 4. Calculate the value of Q for the filter. So we are going to have FL is equal to 200 Hz, FH is 1 kHz, passband gain is 4. So we know that in this we are going to have your FL is 200 Hz. So 200 Hz means your capacitance value should be less than 1 microfarad. So we have chosen the capacitance value to be here 0.05 microfarad there. So R value is equal to 1 by 2 pi FL into C. So FL is going to be 200. C value is going to be 0.05 microfarad. I can write as 5 into 10 power minus 8. So the value of R is going to be 15.9 kilo ohms. Now the passband gain they have told us A. See, suppose here in this case your high pass filter is going to have a gain of A1 and this output of this high pass filter I am going to give it to your low pass filter which is going to have a gain of A2. So now I want to find out the total gain. Your total gain is nothing but A1 into A2. So here multiplication of the gain. So the passband gain they are given the value to be 4. So 4, when I will be getting this is going to have a gain of 2 and this is going to have a gain of 2. Because same RF and R1 only we are going to use, so the gain should be equal. So 2 into 2 is going to be 4. That means gain of A1 is 4, 2 and gain of A2 is 2. So when gain of A1 is 2 means your R1 is equal to RF. So we are choosing your R1 and RF to be 10 kilo ohms here. Next is they have asked you to calculate the Q of the filter. Q is nothing but F0 by bandwidth. Bandwidth is nothing but FH minus FL. So what is FH given in your problem? 1000 Hz and FL is 200. So F0 is nothing but to calculate your F0. F0 is equivalent to square root of FH into FL. So that is nothing but 1000 into 200. So square root of 1000 into 200. If we find it out, the value is going to be 447.2. That is equivalent to 0.56. So we can see that from this we can observe that Q value is going to be less than 0.56. That means that Q is less than 10. So less than 10 means it is a wide bandpass filter. So we have designed a wide bandpass filter there. Next is narrow bandpass filter. So narrow bandpass filter means until now in all these filters we had used only one feedback. But in this narrow band filters we will be using multiple feedbacks with one operational amplifier. So we say that this filter is going to be unique because it is going to have two feedback paths and hence it is going to be called as multiple feedback filter, and the operational amplifier is going to be used in inverting mode. Till now we had used in the non-inverting mode, now we will be using it in the inverting mode there. So here the design values, how we are going to design a narrowband filter is based on the Q values, Q and FC, or FC and bandwidth. Any one of these two parameters, FC and Q, or FC and bandwidth, we can design the narrowband filter, the narrowband pass filter. So first we have to choose C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C. Next is you have to choose your R1 value. R1 value is Q by 2 pi FC into C into AF. AF is the gain of the filter, passband gain of the filter. C is the capacitance what we are going to use. FC is the cutoff frequency for the narrowband pass filter there, or the center frequency there. Next is R2. R2 is nothing but Q by 2 pi FC into C. It is 2Q square minus AF. Q is nothing but the quality factor. R3 is nothing but Q by pi FC into C, and where AF is nothing but the gain at the center frequency. Gain at the center frequency is going to be R3 by 2 R1. So always you should remember that the gain will be less than 2Q square. Okay, so this is the design of your filter. Just you have to remember the formulas of your R1, R2, R3 there. So here the advantage of your multiple feedback filter is the center, this is the center frequency FC can be changed to a new frequency FC dash without changing any other components there. So in that case, how we can change it is R2 dash, same thing. R2 dash is equal to R2 into ratio of the original cutoff frequency to the new cutoff frequency. But just it was only a ratio there in the previous filters and all, but now it is going to be square of that. So R2 dash is equal to R2 into FC by FC dash the whole square. So now we'll see a design a band pass filter shown in the figure below, so that FC is 1 kHz, Q is equal to 3 and AF is equivalent to 10. So now change the center frequency to 1.5 kHz, keeping AF and bandwidth to be constant. So this is the circuit diagram of your narrow band pass filter. It is going to be operated in the inverting mode. So inverting mode means non-inverting is going to be connected to the ground terminal. We have connected it. Now to the inverting terminal on your output, we have connected a resistance R3. And from this inverting terminal, we have connected a capacitance C1, and the other end of the capacitance is going to be connected to the output through a capacitance C2. So one feedback, this is one feedback, and this is going to be the second feedback what we are going to give. So we call it as multiple feedbacks. So whatever field signal we are going to feed, the DC component should be removed. For that we will be using this C1 filter here. And here we are going to have a resistance R2 connected to the ground terminal, and this is your resistance R1. And input signal is going to be given as your Vin. To the inverting mode, we are going to give the input signal there. That is the difference there. And next is your this one. If you are going to see the response, this is going to be a bandwidth is going to be a narrow one. So here the center frequency is going to be very sharp. This is FC, and whatever is the gain, 0.707 of that gain will be the cutoff. Will define the cutoff frequencies of the filter. That is FH and FL. So now what they have asked is we have to design the band pass filter. This band pass filter we have to design so that FC is going to be 1 kHz, Q is going to be 3 and AF is equal to 10. So C1 and C2 is going to be 0.01. So Q value, to find out the R1 value, the formula is going to be Q by 2 pi FC into CAF. So here we know that Q value is 3 given in the problem, F is 1 kHz, FC center frequency they are given as 1 kHz. C value is 0.01 microfarad, that we can write it as 10 power minus 8. And the AF, the closed loop gain, they are given as 10. So substituting it, we will get the value to be 4.77 kilo ohms. R2 is Q by 2 pi FC, center frequency to C into 2Q square minus AF. So if I substitute it, my value is going to be 5.97 kilo ohms. R3 is Q by FC into C, pi FC into C, that is 95.5 kilo ohms there. So we are going to use R1 is equal to 4.7 kilo ohms, R2 is 5, so this one standard value if I am going to take, it is going to be 6.2 kilo ohms, and R3 standard value if I am going to take, it is going to be 100 kilo ohms there. Now if I am going to change it to a new frequency 1500 means the new resistor value R2 dash is nothing but 5.97K, there is the new value, there is old value is 5.97K into ratio of old frequency was 1000 Hz divided by new frequency is 1500 the whole square. So if I find it, R2 dash is going to be 2.65 kilo ohms. So we can choose your R2 dash to be 2.7 kilo ohms there. Thank you.